In 2019, Gaz asked Captain Price a simple question.
Where do we draw the line, sir?
And Captain Price gave him an answer that should have terrified everyone playing the game. But we're all blinded by our love for Captain Price and his character to notice that when he said,
"You draw the line wherever you need it, Sergeant,"
we should have noticed something was wrong. And what I'm about to show you is that Captain Price wasn't talking about that one mission in Modern Warfare 2019. He was telling you exactly who he is. And Call of Duty has even gone out and confirmed it with their newest operator photos. And this isn't about hero or villain. It's about the fact that the rules have never applied to Captain Price. Not once in 7 years. Price himself has said the quiet part out loud in the trailer for Modern Warfare 4. And in 5 words, he has confirmed everything that I'm about to show you. But let's dive into it for a second. Now start with that line itself. Gaz asks where they draw the line, and Price says they draw it wherever they need it. Sit with that for just a second. He's not saying there are no rules. He's saying the rules are whatever he decides they are, mission to mission, based on what the objective is. And the part nobody talks about, at the end of Modern Warfare 2019, the very first thing Price does is build a tool to make that philosophy of his permanent. He forms Task Force 141, a unit designed to travel the world and execute missions outside the normal rules of engagement. No borders, no standard oversight, and no chain of command slowing him down. A team built specifically so that he is in charge and the line is his to draw. Every single time. That's not a hero assembling a team, that is someone building a team that will not allow anyone to hold the line for him, that he can determine the rules. And when you look back at Modern Warfare 2019, he kidnapped the Butcher's family and used them as leverage to get what he needs. In Piccadilly, he handled a bomb threat his way with no hesitation and no procedure. He ran an off-the-books operation in a foreign country and worked alongside the ULF, a group the rest of the world had been calling terrorist. And every single one of those things that happened in Modern Warfare 2019 had a justification. The family got results. Piccadilly saved lives. The ULF were fighting the same enemy. And that's exactly the point. Price always has a justification, and the line moves. There's always a good reason it moved. But when you look back at it, Modern Warfare 2019 is not Price following the rules. It's Price telling you out loud that he has never planned to follow the rules. So in 2019, it was about the rules of the enemy and the rules of government procedure. Most people were okay with bending the rules against the bad guys. But 2022 is where it got interesting, because now the rules are coming from his own side. And watch what Price does. Shepard gives him a direct stand-down order. Captain Price ignores it and goes to rescue Kate Laswell anyways. He takes Task Force 141 into an open conflict with Shadow Company, who has been licensed out and is contracted by the American military and is under the command of an American general. He threatens a superior officer straight out over comms. This matters a lot because in 2019 you could argue Price was just doing what soldiers have to do sometimes. In 2022, the rules aren't the enemy's anymore, they're ours. They're the chain of command, the rules that are supposed to keep people in line, the side he's supposed to be on. And Price steps right over them like they were never there. And again, there's justification. Shepard was dirty, Laswell needed saving, and the mission came first. But the pattern is repeating again. The line moved. There's a reason it moved every single time. And this is the moment when the story stops being about Price versus the bad guys. It becomes Price versus anyone who tries to tell him where the line is, even when that someone is wearing the same flag. Now, when you put 2019 and 2022 side by side, it lines up in a really uncomfortable way. The man told us in one of his most iconic scenes that the line is drawn wherever he needs it to be. He then proved that against the enemy. He proved it against his own chain of command. And the only question left, what happens when there are no rules left to break? And that brings us to Modern Warfare 3 2023. And this is where the line doesn't just move, it disappears completely. He crosses it over. Price captures Shepard and uses him as a bargaining chip. Then, in the after credits, the moment everyone remembers, a silenced pistol, a US sitting general, and Captain Price pulling the trigger. Premeditated, cold, and final. Let me be clear about what that scene is. That is not a soldier in the heat of combat. Shepard is unarmed. Shepard is seated in his office. This is a decision Price made calmly on his own terms, completely outside any rules of engagement that has ever existed. And here's where that famous line comes back. People love to quote it. You either die a hero, or you see yourself live long enough to become the villain. But I think everyone has been reading it wrong. The line assumes Price was a hero who has changed into the villain. He didn't change. He told us in 2019 exactly who he was. The rules never applied to him, not against the enemy, not against his own side, and definitely not in that final room of Modern Warfare 3. 2023 was not a fall from grace. It's just the time that there were no more lines left for him to cross, and we finally realized who he was as a person. Now here's where it goes a little bit deeper, because Call of Duty has confirmed it. They put it right on the Modern Warfare 4 operator cards that they published out on Twitter yesterday. And almost nobody noticed. Look at Ghost's card. His tagline says, "Hold the line." Now look at Captain Price's card. His doesn't say hold, it says cross the line. Think about what that means. The two most iconic operators in the franchise, and the developers gave them opposite mottos. Ghost holds the line while Captain Price crosses it. And that is not an accident. That is Activision telling you, straight to your face, exactly who these two men are. And then there's the motto of Modern Warfare 4 itself, pulled right from the trailer description. No line holds forever. When you put it all together, this is the central struggle of the entire game, of Modern Warfare 4. The whole story has been built around the line. Holding it, crossing it, the idea that eventually no line survives. Price has been the man crossing lines since 2019, and now the franchise is making that his defining trait going into Modern Warfare 4. And if you still think I'm looking too much into the operator card taglines, Price ends the argument himself in the Modern Warfare 4 trailer. Ghost looks at him and says, "You broke a lot of rules." And Price doesn't deny it. He doesn't justify it, he just says, "No more rules." That's it.
You broke a lot of rules, Price. No more rules.
The whole thesis in 3 words, straight from Price's mouth. Not mine. Ghost is staying there representing the line, holding the line. Price tells him the line is gone. No more rules. After 7 years of pretending the line moved whenever he needed it, he's just now saying out loud, there was never a line at all. And look, this is the kind of thread that only makes sense when you've watched the whole story lined up, piece by piece. If you want more of these deep dives, hit subscribe, but let's put the whole thing together now. The line was never crossed in that final office in Modern Warfare 3. It was crossed back in 2019, the moment Price looked at Gaz and said the line goes wherever he needs it. Everything after that, Task Force 141, the Stand Down Order, Shadow Company, Shepard, was just Price moving the line. One mission, one justification at a time, and Call of Duty has been telling you that all along, right on Captain Price's own operator card. Ghost holds the line, Price crosses it, and the motto is plain to see. No line holds forever. Ghost told him he broke a lot of rules. Price said no more rules. The man isn't hiding anymore, and neither is Call of Duty. The question was never whether Captain Price is a hero or a villain. The question is whether the rules ever applied to him at all. And even the developers are seemingly answering the question for us, so tell me in the comments, what happens to a man whose entire identity is crossing the line to accomplish a mission? And when no line holds forever, like Modern Warfare 4 tells us, what happens next? I think Modern Warfare 4 is going to push Price further than he's ever gone, darker than he's ever gone, and we have to explore a little bit more about why Captain Price is the way. And mark my words, Modern Warfare 4 is going to push Price further than he's ever gone. So until next time, I am IceBurgz. Stay frosty.